Horses make plans and read you like a book. It was believed horses respond to stimuli in the moment. However, a study found that they can think ahead. 20 horses were tested with a 3-stage game. The horses had to touch a card with their noses. In the first stage, they were rewarded with a treat every time. In the second stage, researchers switched on a stoplight. The horses were only given a snack when the light was off. At first, the animals ignored the light. They carried on touching the card even when it was on. In the third stage, researchers introduced a penalty. The horses couldn't touch the card while the light was on. Otherwise, they were given a 10-second timeout. During this time, they couldn't play the game at all. There was a sudden and significant reduction in errors. The horses started touching the card only at the right time. It suggests the horses understood the rules the whole time, but they didn't see the need to pay attention to them. When there was a timeout, they started paying attention. This behavior requires the horses to think into the future. They have to focus on what they want to achieve. They have to take the right steps to do this. Horses also have the ability to assess others' knowledge. In a study, they watched a person put a carrot in a bucket. The bucket wasn't accessible to the horses. It was only accessible to a human caretaker. In one case, caretakers saw the food going into the bucket. In the other test, they didn't watch where the carrot went. The horses tried to inform their caretaker about the food. They used visual and tactile signals. They increased how much they looked at their caretaker. The horses touched and lightly pushed them. Horses are socially intelligent animals. They can read human facial expressions. They can also remember a person's previous emotions. They seem to form opinions about people based on this. They respond differently if they've seen you smile or frown. Researchers showed horses a photo of a human model. The photo displayed either a happy or angry face. The horses didn't have any experience with the model. Several hours later, the model visited the horse in person. This time, they had a neutral expression. The models didn't know which photo the horse had seen, but the horses remembered their previous facial expressions. Horses tend to look at negative sights with their left eye. They look at positive social stimuli with their right eye. Some horses saw a model they had seen frowning earlier. They spent more time looking at them with their left eye. They also exhibited more stress-related behaviors. They were scratching and sniffing the floor. Other horses saw a model they had seen smiling earlier. They spent more time looking at them with their right eye.